Alright guys, we're going to get to cutting some coral here. I'm going to start setting up the saw. Welcome to anybody that's here. Just putting tank water in there. A couple drops. I do the same here, a few drops of iodine. And a little bit of witch hazel. About that much. I don't measure it. So because I'm pretty confined for space here, I'll cut the corals here on the saw, and then I will bring the rack up, put it on the saw when I want to do the mounting of the corals. So let me go have a look, see what we're going to cut first. I see a nice gold hammer I can cut. So we'll start out with cutting a hammer. Alright. So I got a gold hammer here. And I'm just gonna make 2 frags out of this. I'm going to cut it across here and across there, turn this into 2. So I'll get to cutting. If the saw bothers you guys, let me know, and I'll turn my mic off while I'm cutting so you guys don't have to listen to the saw. Alright, there's one. I'm not even going to cut that one off. I'll just leave it right on the disc that it's on. Good thing about the saw is it cuts everything nice and square, so you don't have to use epoxies and everything like that. You just use your glue. You can glue them down. I'll just put a little glue on this plate. Take our gold hammer, just going to dab the bottom dry. Just going to put it in the water and then it'll set immediately. Alright, that's that one. I got some blastos I'm going to cut today. I have a Monty that I'm going to cut today. I can cut an acro if you guys want to see that. I have a bunch of stylos I'm going to be cutting. If there's anything you guys want to see in particular, let me know, and if I have it, I'll cut it. So right now I'm going to cut one of my dark matter blastos. I know it's probably really hard to see, but there's like 3 heads on here. So I'm gonna split it right here in the middle. So I'll have 2 smaller heads and the 1 large head. First thing I'm going to do is take the bottom off the plug. All right, and then you just look for your seam you got to cut through. On this one, be right here. Good thing about Blastos is they're very forgiving. All right, there's our two pieces, or our two heads. And there's our large single. All right, so there's a large single head. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe that's better. It's a large single head. And this is the two smaller heads. Martin, it really depends. I have a excuse me, I have a few different types of Blastos. I have some that grow super fast, and then I have some others that are super slow for some reason. I don't know if it's placement, although they all are near each other, but they grow fairly quickly when you compare them to other coral. Blastos are a fairly quick coral to grow. Oh, the hammers. Well, the hammers, for me anyways, I don't know about other people, but for me, hammers grow slow. I used to have a blue hammer that I lost when all the stuff happened with my tank. That particular hammer grew very quick for me. But like these gold ones, and I had some orange ones as well. They're a lot slower for me to grow. I do have about probably a dozen heads of the gold hammer currently. Alrighty, so there's the two pieces glued onto their new plugs. I'll get these put back in the frag tank, and I'll grab the next piece we're going to cut. So next, I will frag. It's a short tentacle, red and yellow Ghani. Obviously it closed up, but that's it there. Same thing, I'll take the base off. I'm just going to quarter this piece. We'll cut that in half. Now we'll cut it in half again. There we go. We have 4 pieces of the Ghani now. I will take the bases off, the plug bases. Alright. We got 4 nice frags of the Ghani there. These will just go on a small plug. Another thing is, I always soak my plugs. My plugs are always soaking in water, because if you put glue on dry plugs when you're doing frags, you will most likely, I'm not saying for sure, but you will most likely end up with bubbles in your glue, because as air is released out of the dry plug, it'll bubble your glue. If you soak them, you won't have that problem. thought I'd throw that out there as a little tip. Someone taught me several years ago. It was the best thing I ever started doing. I hate bubbles in the glue. Alright, it's just a small little dab of glue on each plug, you know, super tiny. I dab the base of the frag dry and down into the glue. Alright, there's the four ganies. Get these back in the tank and cut the next piece. You know, I have a gold ghani here I want to cut as well, so let's do the same thing, but this time with a gold. All right, there's a nice gold ghani. We'll cut this one now. Take that base off again. All right, Martin, we all lose our connections. All right, that one was a little bigger, so we get 6 pieces out of that one. All right, same thing. Just put them on these small plugs that I have pre-soaking in water. So you don't get the bubbles in your glue. Small dab of glue. And your frag. Anything anybody wants to see me cut in particular? I just cut my other Scully the other day. I should have saved it for this. I could have cut it while I was on the live stream. Alrighty, that's those. I'm going to take these hammers out of the dip here and I'm going to get them back in the tank. So there's the gold hammers after I cut them. And these guys I'm going to put in the dip. Just for a few minutes. It's almost brown and yellow, brown with yellow polyps. So I'll cut this into several frags here and we'll get this mounted up. Just want to grab the plugs now. One thing about Monties, when you cut them up, they slime up really well. You got to make sure you get all that slime off, because if that slime stays on them, it'll kill them. I'm going to take the top off so I can start. Oh, my blade just came off. Don't know why that happened. Alright, that'll be what I put on another disc to get it started. I'm just cutting around the base of the square disc that it was on. Alright, we got some big chunks here, nice chunky frags, and one larger one to start on another disc. I'll put the large one on this big disc here. Like that, nice grow out piece. Yeah, the Monties will slime up really well. They'll coat themselves in that slime, and if your flow isn't strong enough to blow that off, I've seen it kill them. So I always shake them off really well as they go back in the system. A lot of corals slime up really heavily when you're cutting them, and that slime, I find if you don't get it off of them, it's detrimental to them. Alright, that's them. So what I'm going to do is swap out the gold Johnnies that have been soaking. I'll put them on this rack to go back in the frag tank. I'll put these guys in the dip. Oops, sorry about that. I don't know if you can see it there, but you can see all the white on them. That's actually the slime that I was talking about. get them in the dip. I'll get the ganies over into the frag tank and I'll grab something else. I think I got some Blue Raven Micro Musa Marilettis that I can cut as well. I don't know if you've seen the videos, but I just put up a video not long ago where I was trying to save a scully that it had fallen into one of my other corals. It got burned up pretty bad. Well, here's one of the frags from it, and they healed. 3 of the 4 frags healed and are doing well, so just thought I'd show it to you. They can be cut. Yeah, that's funny, Martin. Well, you may have just found the issue with your water with what I saw yesterday, so. But no, it's just the small frag tank. My acros has still got a long ways to go. Yeah, I devastated the tank. Okay, so these are the Space Jams. As you can see, they're overgrown the plug. They were starting to grow on the rack. I hate that. So I'm going to shave these down and I'm going to replug them so I don't have that issue anymore. Couple of videos going to be up and coming. Should be good ones. With all the issues I've had with my acros and everything else, I thought I'd use the opportunity to cause more issues, and I decided to re-aquascape my tank, which I'm going to do a video on. I just haven't had a chance yet. And when I re-aquascaped, I brought my scape down probably 4 inches, so it's not as high. Now the fish can swim over top. And I opened it up a lot more, and I removed every single acro off of every single rock, and I used bone cutters and cut all the bases off and everything to get clean rock again. And now my acros are elevated. So I will show you guys in an upcoming video, but I was having a lot of problems with all the bases growing into each other, irritating them, so that's why I decided to do it. So between doing that and adding that new the new Reef Mat 1200, I don't know if you guys haven't seen the video, go check it out. That thing is it's amazing. I can't believe how much stuff it's pulling out of my tank. Next, I'll do the same thing. I have some Darth Maul Parites. You can cut them, replug them up. So again, the dip that I'm putting these in after I cut them is it's tank water with some iodine and witch hazel. So it's about a quart of water, and in that quart of water I put probably about 10 mil witch hazel and, you know, about 4 or 5 drops of iodine, in case anybody's wondering. So there they are, the Darth Mauls. You can see that they're really overgrown, the plugs. Like, look at so they're starting to sting. Corals that are around them on the racks, you can see how overgrown that is. So we'll clean these guys up. Here we go. Alright, that's all of them. Cut this off. It's the same thing with these ones, guys. Just a small dab of glue. Dab the back dry onto the plugs. These ones too, like, slime up really badly, so you want to make sure you get that slime coat off of them. So there we are, Darth Maul parietes. Just replugged them, they were overgrown, the plugs, so we're good. Alright, I have a black cherry blasto I'm going to cut here, and then we'll cut at least one, maybe two of my blue ravens as well. This one here I know is going to be really tough to see, but I can get at least a couple out of this one. I'm going to take the base off. Sometimes you just gotta tap them a little bit, get the water out of them so you can see better. Alright, so each one of these have at least two heads on them. There I go, hitting that camera again. Yeah, you got a good view, okay. Excuse me. Still trying to get over that cold I've had forever. Alright, blastos again, super forgiving. As long as you have a mouth on there, which is the center, they'll usually recover, no problem. So there's two black cherry, there's two heads on each. So I'll put them in the dip for now. I'll pull those space jams out, and we'll get these guys put back in the tank. doing a video coming up as well on how to deal with power outages and what I've done. Obviously, with 2 frag tanks and a 270-gallon display tank, I want to do my best to make sure that I'm not without power. So I'm going to do an upcoming video on that as well. So I got a couple upcoming videos that are going to be coming out. Alrighty, so next I'm going to cut. I actually have a few of these that are really overgrown, and it's time I deal with them. Didn't want to cut them too soon because they were in rough shape after the swings that I had, but they're good enough to cut now. So these are Sunset Montes. You can see the tops where they burned, but they've now grown out on the sides, so I'll take the frags off the sides and then I'll just get rid of that top portion. I'll get cutting these now. Whew, almost lost a finger. Oh boy. That camera probably couldn't be in a worse spot. I apologize. Alright, so we ended up with some nice colorful pieces now. 3, 8. As you can see, they're all mounted up. Get these in the dip, and I'll pull those 2 black cherry blastos out, put them in a frag tank, and I'll go grab the blue ravens. Alright, so these are the blue ravens. They're Mariletti blastomosis, so they're much smaller. The heads on them, I don't know how good you guys can see that, but I'm going to cut each of these into 2. just start by taking the bases off of each. So hopefully you guys can see, but you can see how you can see in between the heads or the polyps. So that's where I'm going to cut, trying not to damage the polyps themselves. Alright, so there you go. You can see I went right in between them without damaging the polyps. I'm just taking the base of the plug off of them now. Alright, there's two pieces. Now I'll cut this one. This is going to be the same idea. I'm going to cut right in the middle here, right in between the polyps. There we go. Take the base off of this. Here we go. Went from 3 to 6. That's it. That's the blue ravens. 2 hours from now, they'll be puffed right back up and looking fantastic. Alright, these are going in the dip. Chill for 10 minutes and I will take all these sunsets out now and they will go back in the tank. What's up, Aquarium TV? Sorry, I just saw your message now. Alright, so we're getting these back in the tank. I don't need to cut an acro with what's been going on with my tank, but I'll cut one just to show you guys, you know, the two ways that obviously you can cut acros. So I have an abundance of this particular acro, so I'll do it just for the sake of doing it. So this is a cherry pop acro. I have lots of it. So there's two ways you can cut these. It depends on, if I already have the saw set up, I'll use the saw to cut them, because you get that nice square cut for gluing them down. So I'll cut this just to show you. So they stand up nice, but obviously the way that most people cut them, bone cutters, and just simply cut it. That's it. Acros are super easy. The difference is when you cut them with the saw, I can just put glue put the acro. The acro will stand on that plug, and the glue is set up. When you cut them, a lot of times, well, I got pretty lucky with this one, but a lot of times that base wouldn't be nice and square, and you struggle. So I end up using the epoxies, so I don't have to sit here holding on to it while it dries or while it sets up. But yeah, even this one, it doesn't want to stand. Just give it a dip in the water. Makes the glue start setting up a lot quicker. If I was doing a lot of them, I would have just mixed up epoxy, and I would have used epoxy to do it. Yeah, the cherry pop's a wicked coral, Martin. It's a super fast grower too. Like that coral is almost out of control for me. I have so many frags of it all the time, and it is it's an awesome piece. The reds and yellows. All right, so I'm going to take these over. I'm going to get them on my frag rack that's in the sump so they can set up. And I have a gonny, a long tentacle gonny I want to cut next. I know it doesn't look like much sitting there on the saw, but this was about this big around when I just went and grabbed it. It's very long. I just want to make sure that you guys can see fine. I'm just waiting for this to go in a little more. I don't want to cut it yet. Alright, so I've got that to suck right in pretty well to a skeleton before I cut it. Start by taking it off this base. All right. So that one there, what I did is I took the top of it off. That'll be what goes back on the base. And then this base bottom part here, I can cut into multiple frags to start new pieces. That's what we're gonna do now. There's two. Take it off the base. There's three. There's four. And there's five. So pulled 5 frags off that, plus excuse me, plus the top portion that's going to be for my grow out piece. So 6 in total. Believe it or not, these will be opened back up in an hour or two. It's crazy how quickly the gonnies will come back after being cut. There they are. And again, they'll be throwing out their polyps probably in an hour from now. It's unbelievable how quickly they come back. And then I'll come back, and I think that we'll wrap up the live stream for today. But if you guys like this and you want to see me fragging more coral, let me know in the comments and I'll gladly keep doing these. So again, just a quick rundown in case you weren't here at the beginning. I am cutting with tank water in the saw with about 4 drops of iodine in there as well. And then from there, the corals are going into a dip after that, in which they are sitting in tank water with, again, about 4 drops of iodine and some witch hazel. That is not my concoction, but I have seen it work and I know it works for helping the corals from bacterial infections and just recovering from being cut. So I'm going to continue to do it because I've been successful in cutting, you know, scullies and things like that most people won't cut, and I think a lot of it has to do with that dip. And so that's how I do it. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today. If you guys want to see more of these, or you have any ideas for anything you want to see, just drop a line in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and happy reefing.